All right, hello everybody, and welcome to episode number 44, the most powerful heavy metal podcast in the world. And from this distance, it'll blow your head clean off. So you got to ask yourself, do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Dirty Harry reference.
Yeah, right on. So it's episode number 44, and hey, both Dreadwind and I are like kind of out of it today. We're a little tired. We're a little not on our correct time slot, and yeah, so we got that going for us. It's a slow day in heavy metal news, and Dreadwind's going to be like even more somber and morose than normal, if you can believe it. He's gonna try and top that off. So yeah. We're going to get this. Like I said, I'm your giant blue stabby-faced heavy metal host with the most, Thundercracker. And with me, as always, is the great Southern pay dropper, Dreadwin.
Non-stabby-faced.
Yeah, non-stabby-faced. He likes to keep a bludgeony face.
There you go. That's a good one. I like that.
Bludgeony face. He's a bludgeony face. He's more to the headbutting than he is the stab. So, yeah. That's where we're at with this, and we're going to talk about a little bit of heavy metal news. Like I said, it's a slow week for heavy metal news. So if you don't, and last week we had nothing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
you would think after 2 weeks we would have
something built up. But I'm guessing both of us are too lazy to look up anything until today. So
yeah, I still had to go like 3 pages in on the news thing just to find something
on Blabbermouth or Metal Injection, where everybody gets their. And speaking of Metal Injection, I'm on Metal Injection right now looking at my story, and there's like this ad that keeps playing with this like guitar music in the background. I can hear it now. I'm probably the only one that can hear it. Yeah. But it's making me annoyed, right? So wait, they're advertising a Apothic White, which is apparently like some what's that drink they have over there in England that's not like damn it, I've lost it now.
Ale?
No, it's not ale. They brew it out of like roots.
Oh, I don't know.
It has like a slightly hypnotic effect. God damn it. I forget what the fuck it's
absinthe?
Yeah, absinthe. That's what I was
looking for. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's an absinthe, I think. All right, so anyway, all that roundabout to tell you, but my news is, right, Lamb of God is wrapping up their tour with Slayer and Behemoth, which is an amazing tour. I saw one of the show in Columbus, which was fucking awesome. And they're going on a hiatus afterwards. Now, guitarist Mark Morton of Lamb of God, who, like everybody in Lamb of God, I think it's required that you have some sort of weird woolly facial hair. Mm-hmm. And he is no exception to that. And he says that it's going. He in an interview to 107. I love this name of this radio station. 107.7 The Bone.
Nice.
Yeah, he says the hiatus isn't permanent, and even hints that Lamb of God might take the time to chip away at some new music. So, yeah. He says a lot of times a hiatus is a subjective thing, because very often when we sort of go out of the public eye in terms of what we're doing as a band and things that are being publicized and doing interviews like this and that kind of thing, it doesn't mean we're not working. It takes us a fair amount of time to write and record these albums that we put out. Well, no shit. People expect these people to like churn out albums like there's nothing, and then they get pissed when the albums suck. Right? Yeah. That's like that dude. What's his name? George R.R. Martin, the dude that writes the Game of Thrones stuff. They keep expecting to like churn out these books, and I'm like, you realize he's writing a whole book, right?
Yeah, it takes a little time.
Yeah, come on. So anyway, Lamb of God, they are not going away forever, which is good because Lamb of God, in my opinion, is one of the better. I wouldn't necessarily say new because they're like 2 decades old, but one of the better and newer bands, you know, that actually has a staying power. So
actually on this list today too.
Yeah. So Lamb of God, I got a couple of like symbiotic things going on today. So yeah, there was no theme though. But anyway, that was my news. Don't get worried about Lamb of God; they're coming back. Willy facial hair and all.
Sweet.
Now I'm closing this window so I don't have to hear that fucking music anymore. Go ahead.
All right, so mine is recently a prehistoric crocodile.
Hey, wait, let me stop you. There's 3 viewers right now.
Oh, nice. Welcome.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Joe. Your prehistoric crocodile.
Prehistoric crocodile has been named after Lemmy from Motorhead.
Fuck yeah, dude.
How cool is that?
Well, what did they name it? Limitus Maximus?
And I'm probably going to butcher this name, but I'm thinking it's Lemmy Suchus.
Lemmy
Yeah, Suchus. I
Nice.
guess Suchus. Lived during the Middle Jurassic period, roughly 164 million years ago. It's part of an extinct group that was related to crocodiles. And this particular one was discovered nearly 100 years ago, but was wrongly classified at the time until just recently. So they recently reclassified it and decided to name it after Lemmy. And Lemmy now joins an illustrious group of musicians that have animals named after them, including Ozzy, who has a bat frog named after him.
I love that.
Dave Mustaine, who has a type of tarantula named after him.
Awesome.
And Henry Rollins has a breed of fire ants named after him.
That's fucking awesome. So you say it was mislabeled 100 years ago, right?
Yeah, it was originally discovered 100 years ago, but they mislabeled the classification of.
So what you're saying is that it's been a while, crocodile.
It's so bad.
I know. It perfectly fit though, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Fucking bow down to my power of the pun. Hey, you know what? We just jumped up to 4 viewers.
Oh,
this is like a record. We better not suck today. All right, so let's move on to that's our heavy metal news, brought to you by fucking nobody, because we don't have any sponsors. And it'd be nice if we did, because money would be awesome.
That would be sweet.
Yeah, right on, brother. But anyway, moving on to our heavy metal reviews, where we talk about 10 songs I picked.
It's like people only do things for money, and that's just sad.
Oh, come on now. Don't tell me you're going to go Antifa on me.
No, I was going Wayne's World on you. But
okay. All right. All right, so anyway, now we're going to go into our heavy metal review section. We're going to talk about 10 songs that I chose this week. And our very first band is a band called Shadows Fall, which is an amazing fucking band. And if you haven't heard of them, go out and buy an album right now, because they're awesome. And you really can't miss with any of their albums. They were formed in Springfield, Massachusetts. I think every state has a Springfield. They were formed in 1995, and this is off of The Art of Balance, released in 2002. And it is Destroyer of Senses. And here is my review of Destroyer of Senses to titillate you. The singer has huge dreadlocks, and one time at Ozfest, I saw him getting a neck massage. When I had the really good seats to Ozfest, I got to walk around like in the backstage yard area, and I saw him over there getting a neck massage. So that was pretty cool.
Okay.
I don't know if that has to do with the song, but there you go. Just a little knowledge for you. The main riff is very bouncy and very awesome. The breakdown is slow and heavy as all get out. They just they go from like bouncy to just like, I don't know, punch you right in the gut, right? Mm-hmm. The solo is probably the best solo I've ever heard from a metalcore band ever. But it's also fairly short. I mean, it's not like Ride the Lightning solo where it's like, 90-second solo. Mm-hmm. It's about, I don't know, maybe 20 seconds long. There's quite a bit of artificial harmonics in the song, which that's like a Zakk Wylde thing typically, right? They definitely use a lot of it in this song. Thematically, the album was inspired to find a perfect balance between melody and aggression. Lyrically, the album revolves around the fight against spiritually destructive forces. The song, which is a different song, Thoughts Without Worlds, was influenced by Chinese Buddhism and refers to the moment where, through meditation, the person's inspiration and expression become united. And that's a bunch of hippie bullshit. I have no idea what the hell they're talking about. But I love the song. I love the aggression of it. I give it an 8.5 Dreadwood.
Yeah, this is a cool album. I have this album, and I got it not long after it came out. I remember when this came out early in the 2000s. Them and Killswitch Engage both came out around the same time.
Right on.
And
Chimera too, right?
Yeah, I think so. And this was cool because these guys were really kind of both of those bands were really keeping kind of the thrash thing going.
Right on. Yep.
Kick back to the old thrash style with guitar solos and everything. At that time,
right.
When guitar solos nobody was doing them.
Yeah, and they also do verse, chorus too. Like
yeah, because everybody was impersonating Korn back then, and even Metallica was, we're not going to do solos anymore.
Yeah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, stupid. So it was really refreshing to hear that. The song's great. The breakdown that starts with the drums is really awesome. I don't really have any notes on the song itself. It's just you pretty much said everything I was going to say about the song. It's thrashy. It's heavy. It's a cool song. That's my review.
Rating?
I gave it a 8.5 also. There's also a really cool cover on this album. They do a cover of Pink Floyd's Welcome to the Machine.
Oh yeah, dude. They picked some
really
great
cool.
songs to cover too. Like they also did a cover of Bark at the Moon, which is really good.
Oh, I had not heard that
one. That's really good. You should look it up. So we were symbiotic on that one. All right, let's go to Napalm Death. And Napalm Death is one of my very favorite death metal bands of all time. And they were formed in Meriden, West Midlands, England in 1981. This song is from Words from the Exit Room, released in 1998. And this is called The Infiltrator, which I love that name. And I love the beginning part where he just goes, go! And then like right after that, it just fucks you up nonstop for like 4 minutes, right? This is my very first thing. I love this too. This is where I came up with this. This song is 12 gallons of riff stuffed into an 11-gallon hat. The tempo changes are fucking flawless, and the vocals are spot on. If only Napalm Death was not super left wing, because if you like read their lyrics, they are definitely far left wing, but their music's really awesome. Mm-hmm. Like virtually all Napalm Death, this song features 1,000 mile per hour drumming, mm-hmm. but the second part of the song features a different arrangement that makes the song also not boring. And then they go into the tail end of the song, which is even a third completely different setup.
Yeah.
Basically, this is music to punch someone in the face forever to.
Yeah.
It is considered the final album of the band's experimental period, while simultaneously foreshadowing the band's return to a more traditional death metal and grindcore sound. Napalm Death, The Infiltrator. I give it 8.5 driven.
I did not like it quite as much as you did, but it's It's definitely full of a bunch of different riffs. It's almost like 3 different songs, like you're talking about the way it's broken up like that. There was a change up at 220 that just injected blistering speed, like you were talking mm-hmm. about, with the drums and everything just went like 10,000 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed the last, I guess, minute or so.
Right, that was my favorite part too. Yep.
Yeah, it just really amped up into a killer riff that I thought stood out more than the rest of the song. It's death metal that rips open the pit to unleash fury and energy upon the masses.
I like it.
Death metal at its pretty much, I mean, it's Napalm Death. That's what they sound like, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.5.
Damn. All right. I'll allow that. All right, our next band. I'm not sure if they're called Brujeria or Bujeria, because you know how in Spanish they don't. Right. Yeah, the J's. I don't know, but it's called. The song is called División del Norte. I'm guessing means the Division of the North. I'm not 100% sure because I don't know anything about Spanish.
Yeah.
But the band was formed in Tijuana, Mexico, in 1989, and this is from their album Bujer Gizmo from 2000, I guess. Anyway, my notes are as follows. I love the almost delicate guitar riff in the opening, contrasted with the singer's super gravelly voice. And then it drips into a fucking hellspawn demon testicle of a groovy riff.
That's nice.
The song seems to be about Pancho Villa, but I have no fucking clue because I cannot speak or read Spanish. Although they had plenty of pictures of Pancho Villa in the video.
Yeah.
The breakdown crashes through the basement into a subterranean realm of face fucking goodness. Someone said of this album, machete death metal, more venomous and hotter than habanero pepper. Juan Brujo's growling political rants strike out against hate, racism, and xenophobia. So I'm guessing Juan Brujo is the singer of Brujeria.
Probably.
Anyway, I give it an 8.0 Dreadwind. What did you think of Brujeria Division del Norte?
I had no idea what they were singing about.
Yeah,
right there with you. Yeah, I found the vocals were a bit hard to hear on it, and the vocals during the chorus were good. Those were okay, but I was not a fan of the gravelly way he was doing the actual verses themselves. I
got you. And you wouldn't like Brujeria in general because that's all he ever does.
Yeah, I kind of figured. Yeah, but the guitars are pretty heavy and brutal.
Yeah.
Way tuned down low. It sounds like they were tuned way down. And for some reason, this reminded me a lot of a local band I used to go see play a lot way back in the day. I had one of their demo albums, and this sounded like, other than him singing in Spanish, it sounded a lot like that band I used to go see. I don't know. I don't have too many other notes on it, but I gave it a 7.0. Music was good. I'm not a huge fan of the vocals, the way he was singing them.
All right.
So
yeah, he does. They do that marijuana song, which is fucking amuses the shit out of me. Yeah. I'll have to send you a link to that because it's really funny.
yeah,
All right.
I'll have to hear that one.
All right, our next band is a Max Cavalera joint called Nail Bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And this is from their album Point Blank, 1994. Nail Bomb was formed in Phoenix, Arizona in 1993. And I think this is their only album. And this is their song Vai Toma no Ku, I guess. I don't know how to pronounce that either because it's Portuguese. Went from one extreme to the other, right? All right, here we go. The notes that I have are: the opening is a fucking jackhammer whittling away at your skull from the very start. And then the guitar kicks in and pours molten steel into your ear pussy. The comment section of the YouTube video had a lot of really interesting translations of the title, but it basically means fuck off in Portuguese, which I love that they made a song called Fuck Off. It just makes me laugh. I love the breakdown halfway through the song that has this eerie guitar effect and then kicks right back into the main rhythm guitar, which is like really awesome. The song is probably about 1 minute too long, in my opinion. The project has largely been abandoned for over 2 decades with no intention of the band ever returning or reuniting or releasing any new material. However, in April 2017, Max Cavalera announced that he will play the entire Point Blank album under his band Soulfly later in 2017, which, holy shit, I hope I get a chance to see that.
Wow, that'd be cool.
Yeah, however, Alex Newport is not set to be part of these performances, with Max citing his busy schedule as part of the reason. I give Nail Bomb Vai Toma no Ku a 7.5 dread.
Wow. First thing I noticed was that the when the guitars first kicked in, it kind of has this real thin guitar sound.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was like, ooh, I hope the whole thing doesn't sound like that. And it doesn't.
Oh, wait, one quick side note. I got in trouble in high school for having this CD because of the cover. Yeah.
Oh, the cover. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. But yeah, then it just kicks in for real. And the whole song has a very, obviously it's Max, but it's got a huge Sepultura vibe to it.
Oh, totally.
I mean, it almost sounds like it just fit right in on Chaos AD.
Totally with you.
It's brutal, punishing, unrelenting, and savage all the way through. Again, I'm sorry I don't have very many notes on this one either, but because I don't know, I got more notes on the other songs, but this one I was just enjoying too much. I give it an 8.5.
All right.
It's totally kicked ass.
I'm totally with you. That Nail Bomb, that Point Blank album is great. If anybody doesn't have it, go out and get it because it's really, really good.
Yeah, it's definitely overlooked. I think a lot of people don't even really know or have heard of them because it wasn't, Yeah,
they have a song there called Religious Cancer that's really good. World of Shit's really good. I mean, they got a bunch of good songs in there.
Yeah.
All right.
If you're a fan of Sepultura, you're going to like it.
Yeah, totally. Our next band is a little known band called Exodus. And I can't believe we haven't done that much Exodus on this show because it's Exodus, right?
Yeah, I know.
They've had like everybody in their band ever, right?
Yeah.
All right, this album is from, this is a great album title too, Shovel-Headed Kill Machine from 2005. Exodus was formed in 1979 in Richmond, California. Richmond's another one of those state or cities that are in every state. And the song is called Death Amphetamine, which is a great name for a song. Mm-hmm. And here are my notes about Death Amphetamine. I absolutely love it when a band opens their songs with a bass and a drum and just a little splash of guitar for accent. But they milk the opener for just a hair too long, in my opinion. Main riff reminds me of the Chinese Death Touch, then speeds right up to a full-on ninja skull fuck. The album artwork reminds me a lot of Judas Priest. It's like this big like tank vehicle with a big like shovel thing in the front.
Oh, dude, the cover art is epic.
Yeah, it totally looks like some old Judas Priest cover art, which is also
just rolling over a pile of skulls.
Yeah. Right. Reminds me of that scene in Terminator where like the HK is just rolling over the skull. Yeah. The vocal hook to guitar is fucking brilliant when they do the Death Amphetamine part. And I can imagine that is very popular live. And then, holy fuck, that first solo ejaculated right into my ear pussy. And even the song had to take a breather after it. Just like holy shit, what was that? The song was like, what? And then the song sped right back up into another blistering solo. It's like one awesome solo after another, which I love.
Yeah.
This is one of those super long songs. It does not feel like it because you've not lost your ability for rational thought. Oh, because you have lost your ability for rational thought because you've been headbanging your entire brain down into your spleen the entire time. The drum outro was really awesome. This album was the first album to feature new vocalist Rob Dukes, which that's a great name, Rob Dukes. After the departure of Steve Zetro Salza during the band's South American tour in support of the previous album, Tempo of the Damned. It was also the band's first studio album not to feature Rick Huddle on guitars, with Lee Altus as his replacement, and the only Exodus album to feature Paul Bostoff, very famous guy. Like I said, Exodus has had everybody in it. Paul Bostoff, also of Slayer fame, on drums after Tom Hunting's second departure as a result of the reoccurrence of an illness that prompted him to depart in 1989. Exodus, Death Amphetamine, I give a fucking 10 because it's brilliant.
Wow. This has, first note was the cover art is epic. Like, you went over that. It's just like, that's an awesome cover.
Isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool bass drum intro. I thought it was just a little bit too long, too, but it's still really cool. In this song, Exodus shows why they are one of the legendary thrash bands from the 80s, with an absolutely brutal song that does not relent, even when the tempo drops for the breakdown, just before kicking back in to high gear for the, I think that was the second solo for that one, right?
Yep, totally.
If I remember right.
Yep, you're right. Yep.
That breakdown was awesome too.
Totally.
Slowed down and it just dropped the boat. I mean, it was awesome. I don't know what that means, drop the boat, but
hey, you know what it means? It means you're gonna cross over the Red Sea in the Exodus. See, that's symbiotic right there. Go ahead.
There you go. Yeah. I thought the song could have stood to be just about maybe a minute or two shorter because it was pretty long. It's like 8.5 minutes or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Other than that, it totally kicked ass all the way through. It's a great song. I give it a gosh, I'm good. I wrote 8.5. I guess 8.5.
All right. Okay, you're gonna stick with that.
That's what I wrote. Yeah, I guess.
It seemed like you were wrestling with whether or not to raise that a little bit.
Yeah, I was. like, should I bump that up? I don't know.
All right. Our next band is a band called Lamb of God, and again, here's where we get symbiotic. We mentioned them earlier, and the song was called "Walk with Me in Hell," which is a live staple. Band was formed in Richmond, Virginia in 1994, and this is from their album Sacrament from 2006, which is a fucking amazing album. There's not a bad song on that. You should buy it right now. If you don't have it in your hands right now, go to the store. I command you. I'm waiting. No, I'm just kidding. Do it after the show. All right. My notes are, holy fuck, that opening is like a minty sprig of guitar crammed into your earbud. That's my theme for this week. Earbuds and ear pussies. All right. Nice. Then that fucking main riff kicks in with the driving drums that leads to Randy's tortured vocals. This is one of those songs that pushes your emotions up a hill of devastating metal and then kicks you the fuck off of it, only to drag you back up again.
Yeah,
I love the guitar effects. I know for a fact that this song is one of the songs that Lamb of God plays live on almost every show, and people go fucking insane when this song plays. Trust me, I've seen it, and it's amazing. You can almost imagine Randy at the gates of hell with his hand extended saying, "Walk with me in hell." The solo is really, really good, but it's, in my opinion, it's kind of a little bit vanilla. There's not like anything innovative about it. It's just like a standard guitar solo. It's good, but it's not like, innovative. Anyway, one of my favorite quotes from the comment section was, "This song makes me shit nuclear warheads." I love that. Just a little thing about Lamb of God. The song Pathetic was performed live on the February 9th, 2007 edition of Late Night with Conan O'Brien. This marked the first major network performance of Lamb of God. I didn't know this, but the song Redneck got a Grammy nomination in 2007 for best metal performance, but lost out to Slayer's Eyes of the Insane, and wait for it, More Symbiotic, because we're going to review that song.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't even know that going into this. Anyway,
Yeah.
Lamb of God, Walk With Me in Hell, I give a 9.0 because it's fucking badass. And one more note about Lamb of God. Every time I see somebody like put their name into an acronym, LOG, I always think of Ren and Stimpy and the Log song.
Log, 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 log.
That's the one. All right, Dreadwind, Lamb of God, Walk With Me in Hell.
It's fun. From beginning to end, log. Ha, that's what I wrote, actually. I put LOG.
See that?
Takes you on a journey that blends brutal simplicity with technical prowess. This song has some riffs that are just, like I said, brutal simplicity. They're not extravagant, but they're brutal and they're heavy and they just kick you in the face. But then they also mix it in with some, technical aspects and a little more technical playing here and there.
Yeah,
and
they lay on that wah pedal a little bit with the main riff, don't they?
A little bit, yeah. But I found it was a nice blend altogether. You know what I mean? Anger-fueled vocals lead the charge of aggression. The whole song is pummeling, brutal, and just full of energy. I wanted to write something about Randy's vocals, but that was all I could really think of in the moment. It's one of those songs. It's kind of one of those songs that if you want to, if someone's never heard of Lamb of God and you want to give them an example of what Lamb of God sounds like, this would be a great choice of a song.
Totally.
To hand to them and say, listen to this. This band is awesome.
And if they don't like it, you can tell that they suck.
Right. Yeah. It's like your music tastes suck if you don't like this, or you're definitely not a metalhead. 9.0. All
right, Symbiotic on that one. Let's move on to Ginger, spelled with 2 J's.
Ginger.
And the band is from Ukraine, formed in 2009. This is Words of Wisdom off of their King of Everything album from 2016. And my notes are, I love how the opening sounds like the band is coming out from drowning. Like it sounds like there's water and then they come out of the water. What it sounds like to me. Then when the singer walks in, she looks like she's either going to do some laundry or kick the shit out of someone.
Right.
And luckily, she chose to kick the shit out of someone. The transition to clean vocals caught me a bit by surprise because she's going off like OTEP style there for a second, and then she like goes into clean vocals like right out of the blue, and that kind of was like, huh? Yeah. Anyway, I love the fact that they filmed in a place that was so obviously freezing cold because you could tell by the looks on their faces that they were freezing their asses off.
Yeah, well, even their breath, you could see their breath steam coming out. You know?
Right, which leads me to question, does Russia have any fucking warm places at all? Because it seems like every time I see anything about Russia, it's like 9 feet of snow and freezing.
Yeah,
anyway,
and that's in the summertime.
right on. The comment section was also full of backwards R's and other Russian-type shit. And you could definitely break your neck headbanging to this song. It was an okay song. It wasn't like great or anything. I give it a 7.5. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't great either.
Yeah. I like the name of the band, but I have to admit I was expecting to see a redhead walk up.
Yeah, me too. As soon as I saw Ginger, I thought of Sydney Bitter. I was like, holy shit, Ginger.
Yeah, it'd be great if the lead singer was a redhead and then the band was named Ginger. That'd just be perfect. But
she came out like dressed like Jessica Rabbit.
Oh god! Ooh, don't go there. Hang on, I need a minute.
Go ahead.
Okay. Okay, now I'm done. The vocals don't sound like a girl singing until the chorus kicks in, because, like you said, she's doing that really low, growly OTEP thing when she's singing. The song is good. It's heavy, but it follows the same staccato formula that's so popular in metal these days with a lot of these newer metal bands. They all just have that same staccato.
How's it go again?
It goes, all right, hang on. It goes.
That abuses me.
Yeah. But it makes it hard for a band like this to stand out from another band because they all sound the same, because they're all doing the same thing.
Yeah, they call that metalcore. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. It's just Modern metal, for the most part, I think has lost the art of the riff because there's no riffs in this song.
You're
It's just
totally not the first person I've heard say that. Go ahead.
it's all staccato, rhythms like that, and
Gent?
which is genty type stuff, which is fine here and there, but just when every single song, the entire song sounds like that, then all the songs start to sound the same.
Totally.
And that's where the art of the riff comes into play, because riffs give that song a unique signature.
So you're saying the power of the riff compels you?
The power of the riff compels you. Black Sabbath 101.
Right on.
There you go. Yeah, it's not a bad song, but I didn't like I said, it didn't really stand out to me or anything. So I gave it a 7.0.
All right. Now we're going moving on to Parasite Incorporated, a band that was formed in Aalen, Germany, formed in 2007. Or it's Aalen. It's 2 A's, whatever the fuck. Anyway, the song is called "The Pulse of the Dead."
They just wanted to make sure it came up first.
Yeah, it's like people named Aaron.
Yeah,
you just want to be first in line. You're like an aardvark. You fucker.
Did you see that that video where it's the teacher calling out people's names, and he's like, "Hey, Aaron."
Yeah, Aaron. Yeah,
Aaron. Yeah.
That is quite a funny video.
Yeah.
And then he breaks the fucking clipboard over his knee. Yeah, I love that video.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is from their album. People are like, "What the fuck are they talking about?" Anyway, this is from the album Time Tears Down from 2013. The opening makes the guitar part sound almost like a keyboard. This band looks like what would happen if Carcass fucked Slayer and had a mutant offspring.
Nice.
They need to get rid of all that smoke in the background, because smoking is not good for your health, son. The main guitar is a fucking grinder that does not relent through the entire song. The solo almost has this southern twang, which is really weird considering where this band came from and like what the other parts of the song is. Like, it's got this weird southerny type sound to it. Anyway, the singer has a lot of effects on his voice and a bunch of double tracking, because like either that or he's possessed by Cthulhu. One of the two things, because his voice, it's definitely got some effects.
Yeah.
Time Tears Down has been released on August 2nd, 2013 by Good Damn Records. I like that name. The album received very good reviews and high ratings by leading German metal magazines. It also reached number 26 on the official German rock metal charts and stayed there for several weeks in the top 30.
Wow.
The music video for the song Pulse of the Dead was especially successful on YouTube, which I think it's got like 2 million views, which is pretty good. Because like I think their Slayer song was like 20,000 views. That's saying something. Anyway, I give it a 7.0 Dreadwind.
7.0, really?
Yep.
I liked this one, man.
I figured we would differ on this one.
Heard this? Yeah, I hadn't really heard this band before. They're labeled as German melodic death metal,
right?
And parenthetically, I love that they have flying V's. I thought that was great. I love how when they started out and the music kicked on, and I was like, all right, this is pretty cool. And then right before he starts singing, he walks up to the microphone and just slings the guitar around his back. I thought that was so cool. I don't have a lot of notes on the music itself because I just really sat back and enjoyed the song. It's very heavy, very Fear Factory sounding to me.
Yeah, I kind of see that. Yeah.
It resembled that a lot to me. I enjoyed the vocals. I enjoyed the guitars. I enjoyed the rhythm. I enjoyed the blend of it all. This song made me want to listen to more of them. So I mean, that's always
good. Yep.
It's always good for me when I hear a song and say I want to hear more. That's a good stamp of approval. So I gave it
8 point what?
8.5.
8.5. Feather in their cap, I was going to say.
Yeah.
All right. Our next band is from Tumba, Sweden. Formed in 1992, and they are called Amon Marth. And this song was called First Kill, and it's from their album Jomsviking from 2016. And I've noticed that Vikings, they tend to like axes and knives and shit like that. And the video was no exception to that.
Tends to be a theme among them, yeah.
Yeah. The main riff kind of reminded me of the Knight Rider theme. Blasted through about 1,000 Marshall amps. They're singing on a stage with fire-breathing dragons, and that right there earns them metal points.
Yeah.
And another thing I noticed, it seems like this band tends to like Viking stuff.
Just a little bit.
Yeah. I love the breakdown, which reminds me of the theme for Halloween. The movie, right?
Knight Rider meets Halloween. There you
Right.
go.
Right.
And
I love that. That'd be a great crossover. Knight Rider, Halloween, and Vikings would be badass. I'd watch the fuck out of that. Don't lie, you would too.
Yes, I would.
All right. So one of my favorite comments was somebody said, I headbanged so hard I threw up in my mead, and I don't even drink any mead.
Wow.
I love that. Anyway, Yam's Vikings and their world is the background for the story of a young man that is in love with a girl, but unfortunately she's being married off. He accidentally kills a man when this happens and has to flee. But he swears to have revenge and win her back. He can't let go of the past. He feels that he's been wronged and his life's been destroyed. The way the story evolves is not a happy story. In Viking, if you ever like look at their mythology, a lot of times it's not really happy endings with their mythology. It's like either the hero dies or the world gets destroyed. That's pretty much the way that their Viking mythology goes. But anyway, it's Amon Amarth, which is an amazing band. This is a really good song. I give it a 9.0.
Yeah, that's pretty deep actually with the whole thing. I just got, it was about like killing stuff. doing Viking shit, Yeah, all right, here's my notes because I didn't really write anything on the music itself. But listening to the song, I felt compelled to jump into my Viking longboat and sail to a distant land where I met with a king who asked me to defend his great hall against a mighty creature known as Grendel.
Oh, yeah.
Sword in hand, I defeat both the creature and its mother before returning home to face a fiery dragon.
I like it. Little Beowulf action.
Where the hero eventually dies.
Yeah, right. Little Beowulf action, right? Yep.
Yeah, total Beowulf. It's Viking metal and it kicks ass all the way through. 9.0 also. So
speaking of Beowulf, right? Like if I'm able to like transfer it over to digital one day, I'll have to show you. In high school, we did a video book report on Beowulf, right? Mm-hmm. And I was playing Beowulf, and I have armor made out of Reynolds wrap.
Oh, nice.
And we just like totally haphazardly just threw Reynolds wrap on me.
Wow.
Yeah. And for the Sword of the Giants and the Sword of like Grunting, I think we used a curtain rod and like a golf club. I think it was just like we were totally fucking around the whole time. We got an A on it too. It was anyway. Wow. Yeah. Anyway, our next song is by a band that I happen to like from Huntington Park, California, formed in 1981, called Slayer. And this song is Eyes of the Insane. So, Sam Sturgill, if you're listening, here we are reviewing the song you asked us to review. From the album Christ Illusion, which a whole lot of Slayer fans shit all over this album. Mm-hmm. Christ Illusion and Diabolus in Music are really the two albums that everybody hates. So anyway, to be a non-Slayer fanboy for this one, I just copied somebody else's review of the album in the song here.
Okay.
Anyway, Eyes of the Insane is 3 minutes and 23 seconds long. A slow drum pattern played by Dave Lombardo opens the track, over which Hanneman and King play angular and descending scales on guitar. These guitar riffs evolve from verse to verse and have been described by AllMusic as intensely harrowing. The song gradually builds over the course of the verses, refrain, and bridge before resolving into a towering chorus. Eyes of the Insane is a 2006 single by the American thrash metal band Slayer, taken from their 2006 album Christ Illusion. The lyrics explore an American soldier's mental anguish following his return home from the Second Gulf War and are based on an article entitled Casualty of War in a Texas monthly magazine. Eyes of the Insane was written by vocalist Tom Araya during pre-production for the album. The song was generally well received by critics and also peaked at number 15 on the Danish single charts. I don't know why they call it out the Danish single charts. It also apparently won a Grammy for Best Metal Performance. So there's that too. That's a little feather in their cap. And rating, this might take you by surprise. Wait for it.
Uh-oh.
It's Slayer. I rated it a 10. Eyes of the Insane. Threadwind, go ahead.
Wow.
Not my favorite Slayer either, but it's Slayer. Go ahead.
That's like your default rating for anything Slayer.
It has to be, right?
The riffs, first of all, the riffs themselves are heavy as sin.
Mm-hmm. Synth.
The guitars are very heavy. This is still during their tuned down guitar period, like the Diablos and Musica album.
Yep.
The vocals, one thing I didn't like though, the vocals are kind of low in the mix,
Yep.
and the sample noises with all the guns and everything else going on.
Yeah, that was distracting to me too, and that's on the official video, but that is not on the album track.
Okay. All right. It does the album track stop also in the couple places like it does in the video?
No. All the way through. Easy.
Okay, because I didn't like that either, where it just like stopped and then there was just noises and then the song kicked back in. And then like at the end of the video, it's supposed to be it's pretty depressing, because at the end of the video the dude like hangs himself.
Right. Yep.
And that's the noise you hear at the end of the song is the rope hanging, swinging. I just felt like the song was not mixed well, and I don't know if that's just because from the video or from the actual album itself. I liked it with, you know, taking out the sample noises and taking out the stops and just having the song together by itself. I liked it. I just thought it could have been mixed a little bit better. I gave it an 8.0 though.
All right.
So,
well, that's wrong. Let's move on. All right, this week what we decided to do is we decided to talk about our top 5 favorite fantasy / science fiction female characters. And I don't know if we've done this before, or we just did characters in general, not female.
I think we just did characters in general. Yeah.
All right, so female characters. Number 5 for me, Samus from Metroid.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, right on. I mean, who hasn't played Metroid? I mean, in the first world country.
I remember when that game came out, and before anybody beat it, nobody knew Samus was a girl.
Right, totally.
And that was kind of huge, because that was really one of the first video games where you had
major character. Yep,
major character that you played was female, and everybody freaked out when they found out if you beat the game, you get to play her without the helmet and costume, and then you find out it's a girl.
Right.
And people, oh, did you know Samus was a girl? And that was just like a big deal.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I was all over back in the Nintendo Power days.
Yeah, I remember that. Remember the Power Glove?
I do. Keep your Power Gloves off her. Remember that movie?
I do not remember the movie. No, I remember the cartoon, the Captain N.
Yeah, the movie was terrible.
Okay, I remember the cartoon they did.
Movie was awful. Yeah,
the Super Mario Brothers movie. Yeah.
No, this was the Wizard I'm talking about. The movie.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't see that one. But like I said, I remember the cartoon though, the Captain N cartoon where he had the Power Glove.
Yep, totally.
Yeah, my number 5, sticking with video game theme here, Lara Croft from Tomb Raider.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Also, another big step for having female main character.
Oh yeah, totally.
Funny thing about that was when they originally designed that game, it was going to be a guy originally,
right.
The developers, and they
made a good choice.
Yeah, well, what happened was they made the first playable demo of it, right, and then they let somebody else play it to see, you know, hey, check this out, see what you think, and they played it, and they're like, okay, it's good, but is he supposed to look like Indiana Jones?
Nice.
And they're like,
we better change that.
That might get us in some trouble. Let's change that. So
right
that's how it became a girl.
I didn't know that. But anyway, I was going to let you know the Wizard had Fred Savage in it. So there you go.
Oh, I thankfully had forgotten about that until you just now reminded me.
You're welcome. All right. My number 4 is Yvonne Bainray. And for those of you who don't know who Yvonne Bainray is, she is from the Drizzt Do'Urden book series. She's the matriarch of the Bainray clan. She's the oldest living drow. And she's like a super powerful priestess of law.
Nice.
So I'm surprised you haven't read those books, the Drizzt Do'Urden books.
I've read most of the ones with Drizzt. Yeah.
Yeah,
well, no, the one Drizzt. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Yvonne Bainray's in those. She's in Menza Baranzan. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Your number 4 is
Jaraxxle is in there.
Yep. Jaraxxle is one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, one of my favorites. I like Jaraxxle, but I also like Artemis.
Oh, dude, so do I. My favorite thing about Jaraxxle is he switches his patch from eye to eye. I love that.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Red Sonja.
Oh, dude, totally.
From the old Conan Chronicles originally, and then I
like it.
I mean, anytime you have a chainmail bikini and a redhead, you can't go wrong, right?
Totally, totally not. All right, speaking of bikinis, my number 3 is Aeon Flux, right?
Aha.
And Aeon Flux, I'm talking about the old Liquid Television Aeon Flux from the really awesome cartoons where she'd rack up like 300 kills in every cartoon and like do this weird stuff in every single cartoon. Like that was the whole cartoon was killing people and totally weird shit.
Yep.
Not the movie, which I've only seen bits and pieces of before. I've seen it's awful. And go ahead, you're number 4 or number 3.
Number 3. I actually have more than 5 written down here, as I'm trying to decide which one to go with here. I think I'm going to slip in Buffy Summers here from Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, yeah?
Not the Goofy movie, but the actual TV series that was done by Joss Whedon. And I know Joss Whedon's another one of those far left leaning, people. But politics aside, that's a show that my wife got into for when it came out, and I ended up watching it with her and got into it. And it's a good show, and it's a good, strong female character.
All right. My number 2 is Dr. Beverly Crusher.
I knew you could get a Star Trek in there.
Have to, right? I love Star Trek. But anyway, Beverly Crusher, not only is she freaking gorgeous, she's also brilliant. So, Beverly Crusher, my number 2, Dreadwing.
I'm going to go with Princess Leia.
Totally.
From Star Wars. Yeah, I mean, speaking of bikinis.
Yeah. We just went Star Trek, Star Wars.
Yeah, we did. But I mean, the whole, and, I know a lot of people, there's some people out there that are like, I can't believe they put her in that gold medal bikini and blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, here's the thing. She was a slave. She was captured by a grotesque Jabba the Hutt who was putting her on display because she's a very powerful person in the galaxy, and he's showing off and trying to humiliate this person that he's captured to show how strong and powerful he is. So that's why he dressed her that way. And on top of all that, she did not let that bother her. She took her own chain and strangled him to death with it.
Right. Or alternately, the producers of the movie wanted to have a hot chick in a bikini.
That too, yeah. Well, from what I understand, she actually made a comment about that in during the filming of the prior movie, and was complaining about not being able to wear, having to always wear like these long robes and stuff like that. And she wanted something a little more
revealing.
I say revealing, or I guess maybe a little bit more sexy or whatever. And then it ended up being okay.
She got her wish.
Careful what you wish for. Type of
from one extreme to the other, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah.
All right. My number 1 choice is Ellen Ripley.
I almost had her on my list.
I mean, Ellen Ripley. I mean, the quintessential amazing female character, just awesome. She takes from totally nothing. She kicks the shit out of the main enemy in the movie. And like even like the giant space marine guys that like are all geared up and armed up, even they eventually realize, holy shit, don't mess with her. You know?
Yeah. Well, don't they call what does Vasquez call her? Snow White or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. At first they're like, well, what's this? But then they find out, they're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 1, Ellen Ripley, Dreadwing.
Awesome. My number 1 is Sarah Connor.
Oh, totally. That's a great
Terminator, especially from the second Terminator.
We're pretty symbiotic on this list.
Man, she's hot. She's a complete badass. And yeah.
Yeah, I found out that one of my friends growing up had a mom that looked a lot like Linda Hamilton. And then I found out later on that like she had a crush on me once I became an adult. I'm like, why the fuck didn't she say something? Because at that point, I would have fucked a cactus with a hole in it.
Ouch. Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that would have like maybe caused some strain between me and a friend of mine, but
yeah. Are you still friends?
Kind of. I see him on Facebook here and there. So anyway, yeah. Right on. That's our reviews for this week, and thanks to the 4 people that listened, that eventually whittled down to 0, which we have now.
There you go.
We had 2 for the longest time, then 1 guy cut out, and now we got nothing. So yeah. All right. So anyway,
what you gonna do?
Yeah, well, fucking people get sick of listening to this. Anyway, I want to go ahead and plug something. I'm running a charity raffle for Canines for Warriors, and I know people are probably sick of me hearing me talk about this, but What the Canines for Warriors does is they take dogs from shelters that are high percentage kill shelters. They rescue them. They train them to be working dogs, and they pair them with veterans with PTSD or traumatic brain injury. So the way I look at it, you're saving two people at once. You're saving a dog and a veteran, which is like
Awesome.
win-win in my book.
Absolutely.
And I'm running a charity raffle, and if you care to participate, just PM me a message in either my profile if you know me from there, or Thundercracker or Cobra Trooper, and I will give you my PayPal address. And right now, if you buy 2 tickets, you get 1 ticket free.
Cool.
Tickets are $5. You can buy as many as you want, and we're doing a live drawing on the 1st of September when we're at Dragon Con. And you get, I don't even want to go through the list of all the stuff you can win, but it's a whole bunch of shit you can win, including a Slayer CD, right?
Cool.
So there you go. And I'm not doing anything this weekend, but next weekend I will be at Gen Con.
Oh.
That's one of the big ones. And then right after that, I'm going to Dragon Con. So I have 2 big ones right in a row.
I miss Dragon Con. I'm not doing anything this weekend either, but next weekend we have Geeked Con over here. So.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool to go to.
Yeah. So.
All right. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks everybody for listening. And as always, horns up, Dreadwind.
Stay metal. Catch you next week.